Hi guys and welcome back. I didn't think I was going to be back here this soon, but as many of you know, and some of you may not have heard the news yet, this afternoon I posted a video about our two missing boys from Paddington in Sydney, Jesse Baird and Luke Davies. As I pressed upload on the video, it was probably about 70 or so % of the way through, I started getting messages from everybody, including my mother, some of my friends and some of you guys, telling me the very sad and devastating news that Jesse and Luke have been found. So I was thinking about doing the update tomorrow in the morning, but I'm not going to be able to sleep if I don't do this tonight. I've been watching this story all week, and I decided today to actually do the video because there was more and more information coming out. And I wanted to do this because when you're watching these cases and you're researching the people in them, you start to feel like you know these people. And I feel like I got to know Jesse and Luke just a little bit, researching them, and just from what their families and friends said about them and what's been said on the news tonight by family and friends, they seemed like they were the nicest people ever. They were sweet boys, they were lovely people, and they didn't deserve what happened to them. So I've watched several news reports tonight, and I will be including one from Channel 7 News. So it was actually the accused that led the police to the bodies of Luke and Jesse. He is now in Silverwater Prison, and they were saying that by about 1 o'clock this afternoon they had the location of the bodies. And it's absolutely devastating what this man did to these two beautiful boys. So from what the news reports are saying, they were moved several times. He actually did put them in the dam at one stage. He then came back and he moved them from the dam. And when he moved them from the dam, he put them into surfboard bags and buried them in shallow graves in another location in Bulgonia that was only 20 minutes away from the original crime scene. Well, not the original crime scene, but where he had first put the boys in the dam. That was only 20 minutes up the road. It was also speculated upon if Lamar Condon, the accused in this matter, hadn't assisted the police in telling them exactly where Luke and Jesse were, that they may have never been found. That's speculation. It's been said on the news that they might never have been found. So the boys have been found. Yes, they are both deceased, and I'm actually having a hard time with this one because this is my first case that I've actually covered that happened in real time while I was covering it. And you know, you pretty much get a sense that your victims are deceased. There was just like one little tiny spark of hope in me that thought, well, maybe they're just being kept somewhere. But then you have to take into account all the blood that the police found at the initial crime scene. So it's very devastating news to hear that Jesse and Luke are deceased. It's also a relief to know that they have been found and that they can be delivered back into the arms of their families and that they can be laid to rest in a more dignified manner than the way they were treated by Lamar Condon. I have no words for this man. He is unspeakable, and I hope he rots in jail for the rest of his life. This is my opinion. And I am actually with the gay community in Sydney tonight that are trying to have the police banned from participating in the Mardi Gras Day parade because it was one of them who killed Jesse and Luke. And what are the police doing? How are they vetting their people that they hire? And I mean, this guy is under review for tasering a suspect in the face while he was on duty. So he's obviously got issues, this Beau Lamar Condon. And I just think he's absolutely unspeakable. And I hope they throw everything they have at him. So I'm going to end the video with a newscast that came across tonight from 7 News, because they're always sort of my favourite news people on Channel 7. And we will be updating, of course, within the next few days of more details, because there's bound to be more that come to light. And a lot of you did message me saying that they've been found, and yes, I did know that. But thank you for taking an interest in this case and for letting me know anyway. I really did appreciate it, because it does show me how much you all care about Luke and Jessie. I'd also like to say that we will all be keeping Luke and Jessie's family, friends, loved ones in our hearts after this horrific news. I can't even imagine what they're all going through tonight. And, you know, I'm barely holding it together myself. But I wanted to come on and give you guys the update because I said I would, and I wanted to do it for Luke and Jessie. And, yeah, that's about it. So I'm just going to end it off here. I don't have anything much more to say. I've given you guys the basics of what we've all heard on the news, but in case some people hadn't, or some are watching from the US and they don't get our broadcasts over there of what happened to Luke and Jessie and where they were found and when and all of that stuff. So I'll include this snippet of the newscast at the end of this video so that everybody can see, like, the actual reporters who were actually on the ground there talking about what happened to Luke and Jessie and the circumstances that surrounded it. And there is also a couple of shots of the police when they actually broke the news to the press that Luke and Jessie had been found. So I thank you all so much for your interest in this case and for letting me know about Luke and Jessie, but I did know at that time it was kind of surreal to me. I'd barely pressed upload and the news came through. But as I was making the video, I did see that Gary Jubelin had said only this morning that the police were close to finding Luke and Jessie. I just didn't realise how close they were. So for the law enforcement that were involved in the case to find Luke and Jessie, it's a good outcome for them, and it's positive that they've found them so they can be returned to their families, but it's just devastating to their friends and family and everybody who loved them. And just to Australia as a whole, because I'm sure everybody was hoping that we would have a different ending. I mean, I pretty much knew deep down they were gone, but like I said, there was just like some small spark of hope. Maybe they weren't. But yeah. So thanks everybody for watching again. And I'm going to just let this news clip roll, and I will see you all again soon in my next video. Take care, everybody, and please, for the love of God, stay safe. Love you all from the bottom of my heart.
Luke Davies, the agonising wait is over with the discovery of their bodies at Bungonia near Goulburn. Police switched their search to a second location after the accused killer gave detectives crucial information. Tonight, arrangements are being made for the Baird and Davies families to travel to the area to be close to their boys.
There was nothing remarkable about this lonely stretch of bushland yesterday when media and police drove right past it looking somewhere else. Today, it is remarkable, and this afternoon Karen Webb told us why.
We're very confident that we have located Luke and Jessie.
The bodies of Jessie Baird and Luke Davies were found in surfboard bags, smothered in debris, allegedly shot to death by a police officer with a police pistol. It's not often a police commissioner will express gratitude to an alleged double murderer.
This information did come with the assistance of the accused, for which we're very grateful.
But everything about this is historic, and the fact remains, would police ever have found the burial site of Jessie and Luke if Beau Lamar Condon had not told them?
The accused finally obtained legal counsel this morning, and we were subsequently straight out to jail and asked for his assistance. He was forthcoming with detectives about the location of the two people.
Jessie and Luke's families were informed first.
It's probably mixed emotions for them, and you can understand how they may have felt, but at least they've had an answer, and they want to travel down to the Goulburn area, and we'll provide as much support as we can.
This area in the Bungonia State Forest remains a crime scene, 20 minutes from where investigators were searching yesterday. The officer in charge has no formal media training. What a day to start.
Went home last night extremely deflated, but it's not in our nature to give up. So we rallied again this morning and have come upon a wonderful result for the families.
But Detective Sergeant Sasha Panazza deserves public credit, working in tandem with Homicide Inspector Glenn Brown to convince Beau Lamar Condon to ease the family's pain.
This investigation and the pressure that these officers are under due to what I regard as probably unprecedented public interest in this matter, their work has been nothing short of outstanding.
Lamar Condon had few cards to play though. 7 News can reveal his friend, former cop Renee Fortuna, called police the second he left her Newcastle home last Friday. He had been there all night, had asked to hose down the white Hi-Ace allegedly used to transport his victims, and police will allege he told her what he had done. Police say a separate woman, an old school friend, had been with the alleged killer cop at Bungonia, but had no idea why.
What we will allege is that this 28-year-old man acted alone, and he's the sole person responsible for the murders of Luke and Jessie. He's the sole person responsible for placing the bodies of Luke and Jessie at this current location.
Investigators did not take his alleged confession as a given. Still, they searched the Royal National Park. Also Grays Point, where he grew up. Those searches concluded once Jessie and Luke were found. Bittersweet for family and friends.